Here we go, the power of the 6 points. So, we've obviously gone through all that stuff, and I know sometimes when you're going through this journey, you're trying to see the end point, and it can be a little bit hard to kind of visualise what's going to happen. But this is where we're going to start to pull together all the bits that we've been doing. So you've gone through your values to figure out what you're going to talk about. We went through the mind gun to give you some context and give you some scenarios to pull that together. You've gone through your content plan. So now it's looking, and you don't have to each day think, oh, what am I going to post? Hopefully you've all done. Did everyone finish the content plan?
Yo.
Yeah? Did you get something in the boxes for every day?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what we'll do here now is start to show you how to pull it together. Jeremiah says yes. I feel like he's probably got. Did you do it?
Sorry?
Did you done your content plan?
Yeah.
Good.
What, you mean all the way to week 4?
Yeah.
No, only half, all of week 1 and half of week 2.
There you go.
Still
No, you had like an hour. I can't fill in boxes. So there you go. Right. Okay. Cool. So now this is where we're going to pull it together as to what you do. So we've had the why, we've got the what, and then this is basically the how. How you pull it together. How you start to create content. It's quite commonly does anyone kind of feel a bit like that? Like I don't know what to say. I don't know what to post. This is the framework. Okay. It's super duper simple. All right. Once you've got this, you can talk about anything at any time. Pretty much, I believe. It might take a little bit of practice just to get into it, but it's like, every master was once a disaster. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
No, it's not a DC original, unfortunately, but you can do it. You heard me say it first. It's mine now. So there's only so many words in the world, right? Courage comes before confidence, all that good stuff. You've just got to do it, and the more you do it, it'll all start to come together. So, power of the 6 bullet points. Right? This is really, really easy. It starts with what you're going to talk about. So we should know what our topic is because it's in your books. So every single day you've got your topic mapped out with, you've got your what type, you've got your video, you've got your picture, whatever it be. You've got the topic you're going to cover, and then really your notes section. This is what these 6 bullet points will be. Okay, so really, really easy. Structuring your message. Right? This is the bit where most people struggle. When you get the live stream, you go, I just turn it on. Was it Tyler that said it before? I turn it on and I just freeze. I don't like, hi. So, there's more ums than there is words, right? So, I mean, we've all been there, right? So this is how, like, Martin said, when he did his thing before, and it's like, how do you just create a bit of content from nowhere? This is the structure, and then once you've done this a little bit, you can kind of just pull it out of anywhere. So basically, we've got our topic. So I'm quite happy to do someone's on the fly, like now, to show you this. I'll talk about anything now, and I'll show you as we do this how we do it. So you start with your topic. So this is your scenario, all right? Topic, your scenario, and what we're looking to do is to give somebody some value. So based on that scenario, you want to be able to really just tie everything together to go, here's a little bit of motivation, of inspiration, of a positive thought, or some tools based on this scenario. So the scenario that you're going to talk about, they don't have to be like closely related. The context that you've got just gives it a bit of context. It makes it real world, and the message that you give from it is all in the way you lead the story. You can talk about anything virtually and create a positive message from it. So, brief why as you've chosen your topic. So that obviously is your context. I've been somewhere today and this happened. I was thinking about this. I saw somebody today. I've seen something on TV. You're just giving it a little bit of a real world reason why you're talking about that. It starts to allow people to paint a vision in their minds as to what's going on. People, in order for your story to be interesting, people need a bit of a vision. So you're just going to create that story for them to then relate to. 6 bullet points. So you're basically just giving some points as to what's happened, what you realised, what your message is. This is like a little bit of a journey that you're going to take people on. And basically, takeaway, summary, wrap it all together, sort of repeat yourself, but in a really succinct manner. Hit them with the takeaway. Make sure you double tell them what the takeaway is so that they definitely get that, and close. Sound simple? Does it kind of make sense? What
Can you give a full-blown example?
I absolutely will do. So, and I'll do it for one of your things. So, someone give me like someone give me one of your things from your content plan, and I'll do one now. Anyone?
Resilience.
Resilience. All right, cool. Get my child writing. Resilience. I hope it's ants and not ends. Right. Okay. So resilience is this is our value. What was your scenario?
So one of them would be drama's gone through.
Drama's gone through. That's it.
Yeah, that's one of the topics. Is that what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So drama's gone through. Right, now, give me a scenario for you that you can think of in this. So you just map out something that happened.
So my upline, so to speak, in the business or whatnot, started spreading rumours of things I was doing, which is the complete opposite of what...
Okay, cool. So
yeah, that kind of thing.
we'll pull these out as bullet points, okay? So we're going to start with...
Rumours?
Well, we'll go with person.
Okay.
Rumour.
Yeah. Accusation, incorrect accusations.
Well, that's the rumour. So just give me the scenario and I'll put the bullet points.
Yeah, and then other people started believing it, and then certain people that used to treat me quite nicely started treating me quite sour.
Yep.
I thought, well, stuffings. No, I'm joking. What else? Opinions. Yeah, and then that led on to further on accusations, which were even more twisted from the truth.
Yep.
Ended up getting kicked out of, platforms and yeah.
Yep.
And yes, a smeared reputation, if you want to call it.
Alright, cool. So you see we've built up, this is the scenario.
What's that say?
Magnifying. Alright? So I'm just saying this is kind of self-compounded itself. Right, yeah, I know, right, it's awful. It's like a doctor, but I don't, I haven't got their brains. So magnifying, right? So then what for you is something positive that you can take from this experience?
It's taught me, it's made me really resilient, but it's taught me to give less of a crap about what other people think, even though I've always been like that because of the industries I've been in. It's taught me to give even less of a crap, even more.
And how does that help somebody?
Don't worry about what other people think or say.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's more to it than that. Something deeper.
Ask the question again.
So how can you put a positive spin on that? So
okay, yeah.
You've got there's someone who's your friend, who's a close friend. They've based on your actions, they've decided that they're going to start talking about it, right? This is common. We've all been there, right? Someone that's starting to talk smack, right?
Yeah.
Other people have heard that and they start to
form opinions.
Yeah. And then this has compounded itself.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
But then where's that led you to? Like what's the opportunity? What is it that's happened off the back of that is something good? Yeah, it's the lesson that you've learned. How have you grown as a person?
It's just made me more resilient. Like I haven't really. Well, it's taught me. Yep, cool. That's an example that I don't want to become. I don't want to become like that person. It's also taught me, and I've always done this anyway, but it's even instilled to me even deeper. It ain't the truth till you hear it from the horse's mouth. So don't believe nothing till you hear it from the horse himself.
No, there you go.
Can I get a witness?
Alright, and then we've got our resilience. Okay, so that's Right. Okay. Cool. So basically, what we've got here is a bit of a pathway through his story. So in this instance, say for instance you're going to be doing a live stream. A really good way of knowing what you're going to say is to get a little post-it note and write your 6 bullet points on it. Stick it on your screen so you're not looking at yourself and then you look at the camera. Okay, really easy way. You don't look at yourself then, you look at the camera, you're not looking at yourself, which gives better connection. And you've got your bullet points of what you're gonna talk about. Right? So in instance, how I might do this, obviously I get my camera, get my live stream, turn it on. Hey guys, Dave Cotton here. So today I'm just going to give you a really quick story of something that's happened with me over the last couple of weeks that has really given me an outline of the resilience that you need within your business or within life in general. So basically I've got a really good friend of mine, or someone that I thought was a good friend, who I put a lot of trust in. Now, some of the stuff I've been doing with my own personal journey at the moment, this person hasn't necessarily really related to, hasn't really got it, not shared my journey. And based on that, I found out that there's some rumours being spread about me to people within my community, which is absolutely fine because, people aren't always going to resonate with everything that I do, but, to hear what people say sometimes can be really disappointing. Now, the worst thing about this is that I've heard that other people from within my community are not only listening to that and believing it, but also they're adding to it and spreading more. And what I've actually realised is a lot of these people who I thought were my friends are now actually actively going against me within my friendship circle. Now, for me, this is something it's been really quite damaging to me. And for a little while, I sat there and I started to question my own self. I started to question if I was a nice person. I started to question whether I really deserved some of this because I've been going out and I've been trying to do more with my life. Should I be staying where I am? Should I be starting and really investing in the relationships with these people? I've been questioning myself. But then what I've done is I've realised in any area of life, whether it be work with your colleagues, with your boss, whether it be at home with your family, with your friends, whether it be in your sports club, with the people you play with, people aren't always going to agree with you. People may be jealous of you. People may just see your journey and realise that where you're going in life is showing to them that they're staying still. And it's making them question their self, but it's quite easier to point the finger than to look in the mirror. So all I'd say, if you hear something, don't necessarily always take it as gospel, because there's people who will spread lies and rumours as a way of not looking at themselves, and they'll downplay others and they'll bag others and think that by sharing, spreading muck, that they're getting a connection with you. But in reality, they're just spreading lies. And until you hear something from the horse's mouth, never judge a book by its cover, never listen to a story until you know that it's absolutely true. Because you just don't know how that can inflict hurt and suffering on someone that you actually really do love. So in summary, when someone's talking smack about you, have a little bit of resilience. If you see what people are doing around you, don't go out and spread rumours. Be nice. And if you hear a story about someone else, make sure it's true before you go spreading it, because you just never know what that could cause somebody to do if you leave them feeling outcast and upset and questioning themselves in society. Thanks for listening today. See you all soon. Bye for now.
I might chuck that on record and send it to him.
I just recorded it.
Do you see the power of what Dave did there
Yeah.
with the 6 points?
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, Dave, Jeremiah were actually out on our Nature Day recharging, and Jeremiah told me this situation, and I actually went off and recorded a video then. If you want me to share it, I'm more than happy to.
Please, yeah.
Right, so I'll play it. I don't know if it's going to come through, okay, but listen to this. No? It's not coming through? Am I on the wrong one? No, it's not coming through. Oh well, we'll figure it out.
It was that good though.
It was really good. That's weird. Oh, I got it back on my phone.
I've got front row seats to it. Live.
Both sides. Here we go. Right, okay. Hey, it's Martin here. Today I'm going to be talking about the accusations that are made about us when there's always two sides to every story. And unfortunately, many people choose to listen to the one side and then make a perception, make an assumption, make a judgment without actually hearing from both sides. And it's super important that when we're actually going to have a result that we choose to actually align with, that we're getting both sides of the story. One of the big things that happens in society is that people actually choose to speak about somebody that's not in the room, and how can that person actually give their side of what happened or what's been said and so on. And I encourage you to really have a good think about this, because in all fairness, it's probably happened to yourself. I know it's happened to me along this journey, and it was actually just that I've been speaking to a friend of mine who's telling me about these things that have been said about him, and that they aren't true, and he's showed me in black and white that they aren't true. However, somebody who's actually going out there from a place of ego and really wanting to try and push this person because they're not actually following what this person wants them to do. And it's really such a shame that this person who chooses to class themselves as a leader is choosing to disempower other people and actually speak ill of somebody who's going about their life, doing the things and making the choices that they wish to make to actually help this person in particular move forward on this journey. And it's really, really important that we get clear on the importance of making sure we always get both sides of the story, as well as we choose to not make a judgment. We choose to not have an attachment to what we're hearing directly, and choose to come from a place of, you know what, this is life. We all have these experiences, we all grow, and at the end of the day, if this person has chosen to go in a different direction, that's perfectly fine for them. And if you're asking me to jump on your side and actually make a judgment here and speak ill of other people, I would like to bring that person into the room, because in all fairness, if it was happening to you, I'm sure you would want to have the opportunity to actually be involved and share your side of what's going on, and maybe express that your life's changing in a direction that originally you didn't think it was going to do, but it's actually what aligns with you authentically, honestly and truthfully. So always come from a place of integrity, always actually show your best self, and always be open to hearing more around from different angles of the conversation. I look forward to speaking to you again soon. As always, comment below. I look forward to hearing your comments, what your perception is around this. And as always, peace, love and happiness. Bye for now. So that was basically off the back of Jeremiah telling me story. And I went and then recorded a video on it. So there's always content that can be created when you're listening and you're aware of what's going on around you. Always your perception, your beliefs, and you can tie it in and you can communicate with those people to say, has this happened to you? Have you done it? Connect, connect, connect. Excellent word, Dave. Thanks, Mike.
Drop the mic.
So that's, I mean, obviously that isn't my story, so it's, you know, you can be a little bit more difficult to really connect when it isn't your story. But the point is to show that with just a few dot points of the kind of subtopics of what's happened, and a couple of little things of what you'd like to give as a positive message, you can talk about anything. You know, literally almost anything. You can take a scenario and put a positive spin on it. Now, did that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Can everyone see how that works?
Yeah.
Now, what we'd like to do is for basically either one of your things that you put into your content plan now, or something from today, or whatever it is that you choose. I want you to basically do this same process. So go to your book, page 39, and just basically do exactly the same thing. Your topic, a brief description of why, just to frame it out. Do your 6 bullet points. You know, do your little takeaway. You can, if you want, you can write yourself a little mini script just to look at first, but have your 6 bullet points as separately. And obviously your close and thank you. So just quite commonly what I might do I don't do it so much these days, but what I used to do is basically write my bullet points and then just kind of have a little think about what I'll say. So I just kind of map out in my head loosely a bit of a roadmap of what I'm going to talk about. You know, I kind of just think about it a little bit and kind of run a scenario in my head of what I'll say, and then when I put the camera on, it would come out a lot more effectively. You know.
When you're starting your lives, obviously everybody, particularly if you're doing it live, everybody starts differently. Do you generally always start with hi guys or hi Dave, what I'm here?
Yeah. Hi guys. Yeah.
Dave always says hi guys.
Yeah.
It annoys Martin like
That's
mad.
Martin's pet hate, I know that one.
Each to their own, right? I like hi guys. So yeah. So start however it feels comfortable to you. You know, now a lot more of my lives I go straight into what I'm going to talk about because Beth keeps telling me to do so. So I do that. Whatever feels comfortable to you. You know, the reason why these give me a bit more grief about saying hi guys is that a lot of your live streams, when people view it, you know, a lot of people will view it for under 3 seconds. So by the time, you know, if I say, hey guys, Dave Cotton, I've used up 3 seconds without giving anything of value. So the reason to jump straight in is really to be going and letting people know straight away.
How would you do that in 3 seconds?
Yeah,
Dave?
you can.
Ask a question.
Start with a question.
Start with a question.
Start with a question, as
Yeah.
in what do you mean?
So, well, he
Have
says
you
that,
ever
go on.
Have you ever been in a situation where someone's spoken about you?
Ah!
Have you?
Okay.
Have you ever spread a rumor? Have you ever been in this situation? You know, whatever. Just ask a question that relates to what you're going to talk about. That creates some connection from an emotional perspective. Have you ever been hurt? Have you ever been let down? Have you ever whatever?
I guess you could do that. The question and then say,
Yeah, you definitely can. I've just been doing it a while, and it's a habit.
yeah.
You know, so I mean, there isn't a right or a wrong, because the people who connect with you will wait. You know, some people, you see some of the live streams are all 10 minutes, and 5 minutes of it is them literally talking smack, like, hey, so I'm just here today, I'm just blah blah blah.
I'll wait for a few people to jump on.
Honestly, there's some people that every one of their lives is like that. So there isn't a right or wrong, you know. But if from the perspective of new people, that asking a question is a really good way of getting somebody to connect.
As well, just to talk on that, Dave's totally right, is the subconscious mind wants to answer a question.
So if you were talking about loyalty, I'm worried that something sounds stupid. If you're asking a question, that it sounds stupid when you're asking the question to begin with. Do you see what I'm
No,
saying?
because you're looking at it from your side. You've got to forget about you.
Ah,
You've
so I've
got
got
to
to
focus on the
flip
viewer.
it. Right.
I'm the viewer watching you ask me a question. I want to answer yes or no. People don't like being told what to do.
Yes.
They like to actually be in control. So when you ask somebody a question, they're in control.
Right, you're letting
And that's
them
connection.
choose.
And that's why 3 seconds, as Dave said.
Yeah.
Got it. Right, so it's not stupid, that's my thoughts. But you're letting them choose.
Everything you do is not about you.
Right.
It's about the other person.
Cool.
Put yourself on the outside in everything you do online, and how is it being perceived? How is the connection being made?
That's projection.
Boom. Love that. That's good. That's really good.
Big smile there.
So your topic's not your value, it's your topic that you've already been.
I mean, your topic is whatever you want it to be. You know, so you could be talking about resilience. You could say, it entirely depends on what you're going to talk about. It literally is just framing out what you're going to speak about. I mean, you could really be looking at, from your topic point of view, that could be your question.
Yeah. That could also be loyalty for that one. That same conversation could be about loyalty, really, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be about this is the thing. You can frame it out to be exactly. You could frame this to be any number of messages.
Yeah.
You know, you could frame this out to be the benefits of people removing themselves from your life.
Yeah.
You could go, do you know what? Every so often people, have you ever had anybody, have you ever show their true colours?
Yeah.
We are, yeah. So check this out, that's what Jess says. So check this out, I'm being Jess. So check this out, guys. No. So,
You're already on that.
yeah, so, have you ever had it in your life where someone's shown their true colours?
Yeah.
This is what's happened to me recently.
Right.
And you can put a positive spin on it. Do you know what? You could say all of this same stuff and go, I really suffer with a self-confidence. I really suffer with when I think people don't like me.
Yeah.
It literally ruins my day, my week, my month.
Yeah.
It hangs with me, and that acceptance socially is something that's really important to me. Now, what I've had to do is build up some resilience over time to know that people's opinion of me don't make me the man that I am. My values make me the man that I am.
Yeah.
But in this instance, what I'm glad of is that this person showed their true colours, because that means that now I get to spend my time on the people who are my true friends, who love me for me.
Yeah.
So thank you for the gift of dissociation, because someone has taken themselves from my life and left me with quality.
You've done this before, Dave.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But realistically, you could spin this to 1,000 different
Yeah.
things, and that's the key thing, that you've got a scenario, and all you need is to spin it, because there's 1,000 different ways that you can, and you know that you've got these, because when you're talking to people, you go, how often you go, oh yeah, it's like this happened, and you could have the same kind of, same conversation about the same story in 1,000 different contexts, especially when it comes to our ex-husband, but.
Mate, spot on. But I also want to touch on this because I've seen some people's books. Who here uses the smartphone for Facebook Lives or videos? Right, if you're writing in your books a paragraph, tell me how you can fit 6 paragraphs on that piece of paper.
You can't.
You can't. So what did Dave do?
Yeah, right.
Bullet points. All you need to see is a word to elaborate on it.
Yeah.
When I mentioned before to Asha, when you're recording a video, if you're looking at yourself, you're only bothered about yourself.
Yeah.
You look right there into the camera, because when you watch it back, where you're looking? Into those eyes. That's where you're looking. That's where connection's made. Connection is not made here.
No.
Ladies know about this, don't they? When the guy's just like that, and they're like, up here. That's where connection's made. 6 points. When Dave does a talk, when he wings a talk on a Tuesday night,
get it all.
yeah, but he's already got it in him. But if he writes 6 points on a topic he's going to cover,
Yeah.
he only needs 6 bullet points. Give Dave one slide and he'll talk for 4 hours. 6 bullet points keeps him on track
Yeah.
to give the message. And if he's got them there, he's still looking at the screen. This is what's going to help you get comfortable doing things. It's all about being comfortable and being in a place of uncomfortable. Easily. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Don't overcomplicate it. You're logically overcomplicating everything that's simple task.
Yeah.
Just to amplify your greatness, you had a 1 in 400 trillion chance of being here in this world. You are great. The fact is that you've just got to press a button and go and look into that. You can do it. 6 points.
Carolyn zipped in to say something.
Yeah, just another really just another really easy thing that I learned when I was driving into Lives, because I was scared out of my, anyway. So what I did was I did basically what Dave did. I did like a little mini PowerPoint just for points, and I started doing it on my laptop because I wouldn't know how to use my phone at that stage very well. And I would bring up the PowerPoint, and you get the live going, and you can bring up the PowerPoint, and you're not looking at anybody, you're not looking at yourself, so you can actually do it on the computer that way, like you can do it digitally. So that's how I probably did my first 15 lives.
Yeah. Just got to have some notes. That's the key thing. And then as you expand, you just will be able to say more words. And it's all a learn. Like I could do an hour's training off 6 bullet points.
Have done it and shown you bullet points.
Pardon?
You have done it before and shown you bullet points.
Yeah.
And you only got down to number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't go bullet point 1. Sometimes
Yeah,
I've got to map it out. But that's just the flow. It's kind of go, oh yeah, this is the general direction that I want to go in. So it just again it's practice, right? So how's everyone going? How much time have you got to finish writing these down?
Done.
Okay, cool. We're getting some people up to do some?
Yep.
Go on then.
Alright.
Dave,
Where's my microphone?
so from
Right, so basically some keys to this is, and there's some little sort of tricks that really, really do help, I find. One is talk slowly. Like you literally try and talk half as slow as you feel that you need to. Like most people talk way too fast. So just slow down, pace yourself. Like literally, take a breath between paragraphs. You can you can sort of give it a second, and then talk some more. It's okay. Give yourself a bit of time to think. Like when you're trying to learn and get used to doing lives and talks, your brain doesn't quite move as quickly as your mouth. So you've got to give it a chance. Like you see, sometimes for me, when I don't know what I'm going to say, I kind of repeat myself. So if I'm stuck on a word, I'll repeat what I've just said in a different way to give my brain time to catch up. And you see loads of people do it, and it looks like you're accentuating the point, and you're not. You're just trying to think what to say next. Or literally just take a breath and just try and be mindful. Instead of saying just take a breath and carry on. That brief second, like if I'm talking like this and I stop and then start to talk, that doesn't seem like a long gap, does it, to you, listening? But for your brain to catch up, it's like an enormous amount of time. So if you just take just a second, and especially if you change your posture, it kind of looks like you're presenting.
Go D, go!
There's all these little tricks and stuff you can do. So basically, just slow down when you're talking. Don't be in a rush. See if you can not if you feel like you want to just kind of take a breath, but just take your time with it. Okay, there's no rush. The key thing is to try and deliver clearly and confidently as opposed to rushing through. There's no rush. Okay.
Dave, you just stand out the way and I'll get it.
Yeah,
cool.
I have the stage now.
Yeah.
presenting.
So remember, mic right up to the chin.
Alright.
I just put it on Facebook Live, Dave. I'm going to say.
Not on Facebook Live.
No pressure.
Unless you tag it so you can get in the competition.
It's too late.
So my topic today is about, are there times when you don't enter or start? And my 6 points were: didn't enter, number 1. Number 2, excuses. Number 3, helped others post. Number 4, don't enter, can't win. Number 5, aha. Number 6, health, business, relationships. So today I've come on to do this live to ask you, are there times in your life where you don't enter a competition, where you don't enter a race, where you don't enter into something, where you don't start something, you don't start going to the gym, you don't start a diet, you don't start a new business, you don't start a new relationship? I'm sure that there's times that we've all had this. And this was brought to me on the weekend when I attended the Design Your Lifestyle event. Because on the first day, they announced a competition where you could actually win a ticket to go have some coaching in the Rise Academy. And this is worth $2,500, pretty huge kind of prize. And I thought, I'm already doing the Rise Academy, so I won't enter. And maybe people will think that if I win, I only won because I'm part of the team. And it's all rigged. And maybe I don't need to do it anymore because I've already been doing it. And there's so many other people in the room that are much more deserving than I am. We've all told ourselves these stories before. And I wouldn't win any rates, yeah? And all of those excuses just came to my mind. And I thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help other people win. I'm going to go like their posts. And I'm going to go write comments on them. And I'll share some of them. And people that are really nervous to do a live, I'm going to force them into doing it. Nicely, of course. Because you can't force anyone to do anything. So that they've got to go. Because they've got a chance to win this. Because they really need it much more than I do. And then the night time came. And I saw all the posts. And I was commenting on them all. And I was starting to get this really sick feeling inside. That I had no chance of winning. And I really like being part of the Rise Academy. And I'm really financially stuck at the moment. And winning this $2,500 prize would be pretty awesome. But I didn't start. So I can't win. And then I started to not like these people. And I started to feel jealous. And I started to feel envious of what they had that I didn't. But I didn't give myself a chance because I didn't enter. And then this morning, I had this really aha moment. And it was like, if you don't enter, and if you don't participate, and if you don't start, then you can't fail. You can't lose. Because if you don't start, you can't lose. If you never start an online business, you can never lose. If you never stand up and start talking in front of somebody, you can never be like crap. You can never be shaking inside. You can never be judged by other people. If you never go to the gym, well, it's not that you sucked at the gym, it's not that it didn't work for you, you're just lazy. Or you just didn't start. And then I saw this thing reflected in my life. That if I don't go to the gym, I can't actually fail. I can't look like crap in my pants and my shirt while everyone's running around in their little sexy leotards. I don't have to put my bathers on and feel like a whale walking down to the pool deck. Because if I don't start, I don't have to be judged. And then if nothing changes, it's not because I failed. It's because I just decided that that wasn't for me. And I didn't really want any ranks. And I don't care how I look. And I don't care how I feel. But we know that this is just on the surface. And it's not what runs deep down inside to the core of our truth. And the truth is that I did want to enter. And I did want to start. And I did want to win the competition. And I do want to be fitter and healthier. And I do want to have a relationship. And I do want to have an online business. But to do that, you have to put yourself out and fail a few times. Because without failure, you can't have success. I hope you got something out of this today. I would love for you to share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you think you have friends that need to hear this message today, please like it and share the crap out of it to everyone that you think needs to hear this today. Thank you.
Bye.
She sounds just like you all.
And you should have gone
Wow.
first. Stand back, went one again.
Oh, I should have gone last. I thought it was going to be shit. That's why I thought I'll go first.
Sorry guys, we shouldn't have let Dale down. Wow.
That's a hell of a hard act to follow.
But you don't have to follow, you just have to
start.
Like, how good is that?
I know, right? No pressure on the
Wow, I think we've got a few emotional people in the room there. I mean, that is like.
Can you do this quick video if you can? You sure?
Well, you look and go, look, this is the power of this, right? And I've said this to multiple people today, and Dee's just given us like such a great framing when it comes to content. That I don't know, has everyone heard me say today that sharing your vulnerability or sharing your pain or sharing your trauma is your power? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Because until you're Tony Robbins or until you're Gary Vaynerchuk or one of these guys that you can talk like you're a hero, you're not. And a lot of us feel inadequate because if we feel like we need to share a powerful message from a position of like, I'm going to help you fix your life. And it isn't true. What we are is sellers of hope. We're sellers of belief.
We've got a runner.
Yeah, we're sellers of just, you know, letting people see that life can be a little bit better, that there's other people out there who are also struggling, and giving them a bit of a glimmer of hope that life can be better, whether it's health, whether it's relationships, whether it's self-confidence, you know, be self-love, you know, whatever it be. And that is the power of what we've got, and that's that connection where we find our tribe by just being authentic about what's going on with us, you know, our self-confidence issues and our self-doubts, because that's what's going to give you connection. And then once you level up, you can start to talk from a slightly different context. But in the first instance, we've got to start somewhere, and that's from other people going, hey, you're like me, you got through that particular situation, that has inspired me. Does that make sense? So that's what we've got to do. Share in a really vulnerable and authentic way like that.
I just want to say something. Like, literally, for anyone that thinks that was easy, should come and, like, feel my heartbeat, but it's too close to my chest, so I won't let you. But, like, literally, I can tell you I was terrified, and I decided to go first, because if I went last, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And so, I'm glad that it turned out really awesome, and it was good, but, like, I'm literally still, like, shaking, terrified to have done that, so... Hey, I do live streams, but I'm only talking to my camera. I'm not like sitting there looking at people like looking at me. Yeah. So.
But they're not normally like that.
No, they're not, because I was trying to speak slowly and take breaths and do like the thing.
Yours are normally quite positively spun from the start. That was like, you don't often share in a live something quite raw like that.
I don't, because when I feel like that, I hide, because I don't think that other people want to listen to my like really crap day.
Who found that really inspiring?
Yeah, sure.
Who listened to that and had a picture running through their brain of like, wow, she's talking about me? Yeah? Like, pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
So that's the power, because whatever you share, other people, the way the brain works is the brain is always trying to find a way that it relates to your life, which is why like the hero's journey in every movie is so powerful, because people see the trials and tribulations of that person, and then drawing that line in the sand moment and making the big change, and then the happily ever after. You know, what Dee just shared then was like her own little hero's journey, right? Starting with the pain, the realization, the big action, and then happily ever after, right? And we connect with that. It's a tried and tested method. So what you will do will naturally follow that. So just be authentic and share and be vulnerable. Now, who would like to go next? Tyler, maybe?
Yeah, come on, Tyler.
Come on, Tyler.
Let's do this.
Come on, mate.
That's okay.
Exactly.
Coming from full confidence.
Come on, let's go.
The key thing is about this stuff is you can't do it wrong, and the reason why you can never do it wrong is nobody knows what you're going to say. Right? So even if you say something wrong, it doesn't matter, because no one knows what you're going to say. Just take your time, punch it out. You got it.
All right, just quick before I start, just have a check.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I've got.
Yeah.
I don't know, is this something right to talk about?
Absolutely, yeah, just
Yeah, I do.
frame it out as,
Do you?
if do you feel the pain of the FIFO lifestyle?
Yeah.
Right?
Let's
Start with
go.
that question.
Do
Right?
you feel the pain of FIFO lifestyle?
Yeah.
So,
Alright. Okay. Alright.
Is it on? Might need to-
Gotta go.
All good?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so feeling the pain for the FIFO lifestyle. Yeah, so what I've experienced in FIFO for the last 4 to 5 years is pretty much missing out every social event, every family event, any event that comes across, doing the 4 weeks away, 1 week at home. Yeah, so what I've experienced was, finishing late, 13.5-hour days, coming back to your room, feeling a lot isolated, left alone, no one to talk to. Some nights you lay in bed, just stare at the ceiling, just feeling that sadness of not being home with your loved ones, friends, and just missing out of everything. One thing I also came across is I don't know if you guys heard of it, is the purple circle. Purple circle is where a bunch of people would group up and pretty much getting up on you to rat you out, push you out. But
Wow.
basically I've never took that as really serious. I just pushed on, ignore it. It's all about you at the end of the day, and you and your family. So every day you just got to get pushed through it. People say it's good money. I had friends who come up to me and say, hey, you can FIFO, you can pay, you can do this, you got all the money, but really it's not good money. If you think about it, it's not at all. Best part of it, of the FIFO that I experience is time at home. You do spend 6 days full at home, and during that time you can focus on the business, learn new things, come to events like this with Lifestyle by Laptop, and yeah, it's great to learn everything, and it's positive stuff that I need at the moment. So yeah, thanks guys. Cheers.
Yeah,
Last time I spoke in front of people, this was 20 years ago.
That was
There you go, mate. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Absolutely fantastic.
And you know what? You gave me insight. My hubby has worked FIFO for so long, and I've never heard that from him. Never. And just hearing it from a different point of view. Yeah, like I was choking up. That was like,
Mate, that's awesome. Good work. Right, who's next?
Colm.
There we go, Colm.
Yep.
Who's after Colm? Come on, we want you running up now. Tracy, who's after Tracy? Remember, if you don't actually opt in, we'll pick you. This is a great opportunity for you all. If you don't push through your barriers, you're never going to grow. And this is a barrier if you're not putting your hand up. Ricky. Mate, I'm going to pick you up and carry you there. Even after I hold the mic for you.
you better talk slowly though.
And nobody will understand.
Otherwise we won't be able to understand you, that's it. So you can say what you like, we won't understand.
Okay, Colm's ready. Are we on live?
Boom. Hello everyone. Have you ever experienced overwhelm? Is overwhelm something that you've experienced? Maybe it's the beat in the chest, that feeling that you're ready to explode, that feeling that you can't take a step forward because you're afraid of what might happen, that feeling that if I can't overthink this, if I can't figure it out, if I don't know what I'm doing, I can't take a step forward. That's the feeling that you got to connect with, to say to yourself, what is this? Why is this feeling occurring? What is the reason for it? Because you got to see that yes, we are emotional beings, and yes, we do experience times where life can just kind of seem to get ahead of us, and life can get us down. But it's at them moments you've got to reach down and ask yourself, why is this happening? What is the reason behind the thing I'm doing? For this moment I've stood up here and I've talked. And the reason I'm talking is because my why is to help others. And if you can see your why, see the thing that is at the end, see the thing that drives you forward, that's the thing that's going to drive you forward to make them extra steps. Because overwhelm, where did it come out of? What's the reason for it? Why is it there in the first place? It's mainly happening because you're about to do something new. They say excitement. Excitement and fright. Fright is when you don't breathe. Excitement is when you do breathe. It's the same energy. You can be excitement filling you up, or you can be frightened. Breathe. Breathe. Just do it, as Nike says. Thank you very much.
Okay, Trace.
Okay, who's up next? Oh, Tracy, she's on her feet. She's ready to go.
Ready to go. Yeah, hey.
Who's after Trace?
Okay. Are you recording me? Oh,
Absolutely.
I don't know about this. Right. So I'm going to stand behind here so that I don't move around so you can all see me. Okay. This is a big topic. Okay. So have you ever been in a situation where your loyalty has been questioned? So have you ever met a person, you just instantly connect with them, and straight away you have that vibe with each other, and everything you do and everything you say, it's like you're connected. It's like you found the sister that you never ever had. She knows you, she accepts you, she loves you the way you are, and you do the same for her, and you're completely connected. And then for some reason, something happens, people say things, there's some drama that occurs, and you think, that's okay, we're loyal, we know each other, she won't listen to any of this, she's really, really super smart. So you don't ever think anything of it, and you think everything will be okay, so you keep moving forward, and you become friends together, business partners together, and you lead a team together, and you coach together, and you really do have a lot of fun together. And then more rumours start, and more people start to listen. And this affects you, and you just move forward, and then you start to question and doubt yourself, and your confidence just hits zero. And you pretty well think, well, I'm either gonna deal with this or I'm going to break. And you break a little, and you cry a little, and you move forward. But here's the learnings that I've understood from this. Before you break through, you need to break down. And sometimes you have people come into your life just for a reason or a season, and they're not meant to be here for a long time. They're meant to show you a lesson that you need to learn because you haven't seen it 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 times, and you just need to see that sometimes what people say and what they do are different, and everyone is just doing the best they can. So if you have a friend that maybe wasn't loyal to you or questioned your loyalty, maybe they just need to know, or you just need to know, that everyone is just doing the best they can with what they have.
Yeah.
Woo! Great work.
There was Nick Little Bill in there.
That was awesome.
Right, so who's next, Anita?
It's like choose or be chosen.
Come on, Anita, I did that one. That was heartfelt. Come on, we can do it.
Good work, Anita. Woo!
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Mine is really short and sweet.
Good.
Very short and sweet. Well, you guys have got like really big stories, and this is about joy.
Beautiful. Here we go.
Okay, so hi. Just want to know, have you ever been swimming and feeding turtles in the wild? Well, I recently was gifted a holiday to the Gili Islands, and where I was in the beautiful warm water, and one of the locals came past on his paddle boat, and I waved, hi, because I'm friendly and I wave at everybody, and he said, do you want to jump onto my paddle board? And I said, oh no, I'll fall off. And he said, no, just sit on the front. So along we went, and he said, would you like to see a turtle? And I said, love to see a turtle. So I now call him the Turtle Whisperer, because he was like starting to sing this song and make these sounds, and he was calling for Lily or Kiko. And I was going, there's a turtle, there's a turtle. He's like, no, that's not Lily, and that's not Kiko. So then he spotted Lily, and we got off the paddle board, and the water was shallow, it was just to here. And we went under, and he was making sounds, and Lily came over. She was massive, this massive turtle. And I don't know where he had found the seagrass, but he had seagrass in his hand. And he said, would you like to feed her? I said, I'd love to. He said, well, I'll do it first and I'll show you how to do it. And yeah, it was just like amazing. I just felt like I was in a dream. And so, yeah, we fed her a couple of times, got back on the paddleboard, and then went all the way around this bay until we found Kiko. And then, yeah, we did the same thing. And then he dropped me back off. I asked him what his name was, Sam. So the next day I was just like riding up and down this island, and he was like, Anita, he remembered me. And yeah, I just did a quick Yui on my bicycle and went over and had a chat with him, and yeah, we fed turtles again. So I'm following him on Facebook, and I just really want to spread what he's doing. He's just like this most humble, warm guy, and he's started doing live YouTube videos of him actually feeding the turtles. So I just want to help him out, because where he lives on the island, they don't have much money, and you know, as we all know, they're happy people and they're grateful for everything they've got. But yeah, if I can just send a few more tourists his way, to just even hire his snorkel and goggles, that would that would make me feel really good too. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome. The one thing I look and go there for what you could put across the point is like taking a risk, stepping out to the unknown, you know, taking the gratitude of a stranger. You know, and that's a really good way you could frame that out, you know, so and have that message. If I wouldn't have stepped into the unknown, I'd have never had the amazing gift that was offered to me.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. But that's brilliant. Great work.
That was awesome.
Yeah, nice work, Anita.
Okay, who's next? Tracy?
Other Tracy. I've already done mine.
Yeah. Come on down.
Come on,
Thanks.
Okay. So, I usually go do an intro like you, but I'm going to have to try and stop that now. Do you know why you do what you do? Your job, what you do every day, what you get out of bed to do. Do you know why you actually do that? What does it mean to you? It was 8 years ago when I realised I'd got to that age where my son had started full-time school. I was a solo mum. I was very grateful to have a travel job that I could just work from home, work in around the hours, so that I could be there for him before and after school, and when he was in kindy every day at school. But, of course, there was no passion. It didn't excite me. It didn't mean anything to me at all, except, of course, the flexibility and the money to pay the bills. Did nothing for my heart, for my soul. It meant nothing. At that time, I was going through a really tough time with my son's dad, and I needed some help. I needed some healing, and that's when I found kinesiology. And it literally saved my life. I then thought, well, bloody hell, I can do this too. I can actually go and learn how to help and heal other people like this amazing friend of mine has helped and healed me. So I did. I somehow, I don't even know, managed to get the money together to actually go and follow my passion and follow my dream. And it was 3 of the most amazing years of my life. Then my beautiful little Molly came along. And unfortunately, my dream had to take a pause. And so I was a full-time mum for several years. Yes, to you. And then I was in the position where, what do I do? And so I still needed to work from home, and when I had my little beautiful girl with me at home, I couldn't have kinesiology clients on the table. I couldn't follow that part of my passion, but through the kinesiology I realised that health was a major part of who I am, and healing and helping and supporting other people was a big part of that too. So I started to look for other ways that I could do that. Initially I found the essential oils, but oh my goodness, okay, not for me in the end, but I still love my oils. And then I was introduced, I read that post by this beautiful, amazing woman named Carly Gilmore. And she talked about this online business opportunity. And so I started my journey of learning about affiliate and online marketing. Unfortunately, the platform that I was with and the person who was supposed to be supporting me didn't. But I then moved on to find another platform, this amazing platform called Laptop. I always forgot what it was called, whoops. But that just wasn't really enough either. And so I decided that it was time. I needed to really fulfill that whole life passion that I had. And so I decided to go back and start studying kinesiology again. Kinesiology really does mean everything to me, being able to help and support and care for and heal the people that I love and the community and other people on the planet. So now I'm blessed to be able to wake up every day and follow my dream, not only with kinesiology but also through Lifestyle by Laptop, through this amazing antioxidant rich alkaline water that has completely changed my life and my family's, through this incredible shopping platform that I can go on and shop and buy food, toxin free, not just food but all manner of products that I can bring into my life, and it just makes life so easy and clean and healthy. And I can do this for my family and I can share it with the world as well. So I guess my message is that it's been a long road for me, but as long as you keep having that vision in your mind of what you want to do and where you want to go, keep following it, keep reaching. There'll be pauses, there'll be times when you take steps backwards, but as long as you keep that vision in your heart and in your mind, then you can do it, and you can do it just like me. You can find it. So keep searching, keep going for it, and it'll be yours. Thank you.
Bloody hell. Good word, Ricky.
Yay!
I won't speak slow because I'm conscious of the fact that I am from Scotland and a lot of you guys probably won't understand what I'm saying. And I can't remember the last time I did this, guys, but hey ho. Listen, topic today is time and value time. I was at an event today and there were about 20 lovely people in a room, and there was a young lad, a good bit younger than me, 19 I think he said he was, and he said he was obviously on a learning journey, a development journey, and I could tell by the question he asked one of the guys in the room that he wanted to be in a different place from where he was. And it was almost like he wanted to jump forward a few years ahead of himself. And I listened to this young lad talk, and I thought to myself, I was his age yesterday. I'm now 40 years older than this young man. And I felt like I had to give him a little bit of advice or guidance and say, son, enjoy where you are, because I was your age yesterday, and tomorrow you'll be my age. So try not to speed things up too much, because believe you me, life goes quick and you never know what's around the corner. For example, when I was 57 last year, I thought I was pretty fit, pretty healthy. Then I turned 58 and I'm diagnosed with cancer. So that's a bit of a wake-up call. And I've got 2 grandkids, so obviously you begin to realise that potentially your time could be numbered. So what I would say to anybody that's maybe listening to this call today is, listening to this live today, is enjoy where you're at, value the people around you, and value the time, because tomorrow's going to happen really quick. So if you got anything from this, share it with anybody, and hopefully we'll speak again soon. Thank you.
Wow. Right.
And I understood every single word.
Like, very rarely does anyone bring me to tears.
Yeah, you're right.
Hard ass.
Jordan? There he is.
Yeah, boy.
Jordan.
Come on, boy.
Alright, hello everyone. I just wanted to touch on the topic of friendship today. Recently for me, I had a few friends in my group who I felt haven't been there for me. They were just sort of using me, I guess you could say, and each day I was trying my best to be there for them, but I wasn't getting the same back, and it would really affect my mental health because I felt like I wasn't good enough or no one really liked me, and I sort of questioned whether that was true or not. And I just took a step back and I noticed that it was them, because whenever I was there, they didn't do much, you know, in terms of life. And I thought, well, instead of dealing with this every day, I'm just going to move on. So for me, a friend is someone who is helpful all the time, no matter what. They're loyal to you, they're caring, and they'll make the time for you. So if anyone here feels like they're in the same position, I would try to speak with your friends or move on, because it's not healthy to be like that with your friends. They should be there for you. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
That's great, brother.
Got time for more, we done? You got time?
Veronica.
Veronica.
Oh yeah, Veronica.
Yeah,
We felt like we've not heard from you all weekend. Yeah, go on, come on
Yay.
to Veronica.
Come on, girl.
I want that hairstyle on camera.
I don't really have a topic. I just had a trigger word. So, have you ever heard of the best version of yourself? For some reason, that phrase triggers me because, yeah, I come to the realization that we already are the best version of ourselves in any given moment. It's like whatever we have right now. And there's nothing wrong with learning and growing and acquiring new skills. I really value personal development and growth. At the same time, it's not, I guess, beating ourselves up for what we're not and appreciate what we are. And
and making, I guess, different choices and trying to better ourselves. At the same time, though, just realize that we already are whole. There's nothing that are going to complete us or stop it. So we're not broken, we're not incomplete, we already are whole and perfect as we are.
Beautiful, Veronica.
Wow, there we go. Glad we squeezed that one in at the end. That was awesome, eh? So guys, all give yourselves a round of applause. Let's stand up. Let's all give each other a round of applause. Have some high fives. Let's get around the room. All awesome, guys.
Sitting there talking to myself through yours.
I mean, this says it all. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. You know, Einstein has a great quote that if a fish judged itself by its ability to climb a tree, then it'd spend its whole life thinking it was a failure. You know, and that's so powerful. All we can be is the best that we are. And all that we can do is try and grow every single day. And what we're about here is, I say all the time, we're a personal development company with a business attached. You know, because when we're healthy and we're happy and we try and improve our own lives and shine like a light to other people, then we can sell them the hope that life can be better. And that's all I strive for everybody to do. Shine with your own happiness and spread that one by one to each person, because when you take your happiness, it's like a candle. When you touch that light to somebody else, you pass on happiness and hope and belief to them. You know, and the more candles that we touch, and none of our light diminishes, we just create more light. You know, and if together we can create a community strong enough where people can believe that they can be happier, that they can have an online business, that they can trust people to help them, that the money is safe, that over the future they can build their dreams. People will take note, and that's how together we will change the world. And I truly believe that we can change the world one by one, person by person, city by city, country by country. We've just got to believe and pull together to make it so, and share our message authentically to bring our tribe to us. That's it, guys. Thank you. So without all these people, none of this will happen. I feel like Sue's going to do a dance here. So we're doing a conga. Hey! So thank you, everyone. Come on, Tyler. Come on in. We'll go and Connie. Welcome to Sue wants to do it, so we've got to do it. Sue's a bit random, so we've got to follow Sue. Come on, join in. Right, I'm bored with that now. Right. So guys, honestly, right, let me just thank these guys though. Do you know what? Like this is an absolute dream. All we've ever wanted to do is to try and help people to be healthy and happy and change their lives. And you know, Martin and I have been so fortunate along the way to to find amazing people who believe in this as a vision. You know, Dee was probably one of the very first people who I spoke to about Rise Academy when we went out for our first coffee, and Dee's initial thoughts, well, she said immediately, she said, that sounds awesome, I'm in.
Last got my laptop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
sitting on the ice cream cone seats.
Yeah, yeah, we literally were in this random little cafe in Perth, and you know, and that was it. How I said about starting to talk about things, when you talk about them enough, eventually they just happen. You've just got to start talking. So Dee helps us out with an enormous amount of stuff, and it's been fantastic to have her here. So let's give Dee a round of applause.
Say at least something. Something. Say something.
Awesome, that was good. So again, Sue just makes so many things happen in the business. She's an amazing coach. She's helped so many people here. If you're stuck with anything in your business, all manner of things in life, Sue is the most amazing coach, and she's so great at helping people to move past their own rubbish and move forward in life. She's a bit of a hard ass, but really, when she cracks the surface, she's quite lovely. So, and she does so much with everything in the business. So without Sue, we just wouldn't operate at all. So
as you all know, I'm a person of few words. So I will just say a couple of things before we go. just quickly. So congratulations to everyone for coming, obviously, and sticking out. You guys that came for 2 days, fantastic. You gave up 2 days of your life. 2 days. But the whole thing is, at the end of the day, we don't become who we want to be. We become who we choose to be. So if you walk out of here and do nothing with what you've learnt, you've basically just thrown 2 days down the bin, down the chute, down the toilet, whatever, you can throw anywhere you like. But you've basically given that away. So it's your choice. You either take what you've learnt, turn it around and make it something beautiful and make us proud, or you just ruin everything. Thank you, people.
Again, Beth joined us, I don't even know, when did you join us now, Beth?
About a year.
A year ago. Yeah, it was a year ago now, and has just done so much great stuff. Beth's standards are annoyingly high. You know, she won't do anything that doesn't align 100% with her. And Beth and I have a great habit of really clashing on almost everything. But the great thing is about teamwork is that where you don't agree is where you get great results. You know, what you find in the middle is balance, and you know, we have our own things that we're working through and helping each other to grow on a daily basis, but what visually and the standard of what we have from a technology and a presentation and professionalism in the business has been, you know, tenfold since Beth arrived. So yes, I want to thank Beth for that, because how good were the booklets?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah. Really
So
good.
thank you, Beth.
If it wasn't for Martin, I would have killed you already.
That's why we go. Strong word from an empath. Should have stabbed me with a unicorn.
And hid your body where they never find it again.
Shit's scary. Anything? Or is that it? Okay, cool. And I guess Martin, you know, this guy is like does everything in the business. You know, like I run around and say, we need to do this, and I've had this great idea, and we're going to do this, and Martin kind of sits there with his head in his hands and goes, right, how's this actually going to happen? So, you know, again, teamwork is what it's all about, and I'd say anybody, do get a team, do work with other people in the business. If you're good at something, find somebody who is good at the things that you're not good at, because, you know, no one can succeed on their own. You know, we're stronger together, and even working across lines and all that kind of stuff, or whatever, you need a team, mate, and we are yin and yang, you know, not just because I'm good looking and he's small and bald, but because
No attachment. Remember, no attachment.
no, I mean like everything that's detail oriented. This guy is amazing. He works tirelessly all hours of day and night, and again, you know, everything that you see in front of you wouldn't be here without this man, you know, because I'd be running things off a Facebook page with scraps of paper up here if it was left to me. Quite literally, it's not even a joke. He's actually amazing. So I just, you know, he is my best mate, and you know, the kind of guy you could trust with absolutely anything. So we're all very, very fortunate to have this man in our life. So.
Really appreciate that, Dave. And as you've seen this weekend, really with what we've been sharing, you know, Dave's been kind enough to go through the team. We absolutely adore these three ladies. You know, Dee shows up, supports us, supports all you guys to help this event run smoothly as well for you. But also then we work every day with Susan and Beth, and they've been a huge, huge impact on this being developed, this happening, and everything that we create in the future. And then really, you know, 100% gratitude to these three ladies. And then really, you know, obviously let's just talk about Mr. Colin for a moment, because without that level of vision, I mentioned it yesterday, some people see the building before it's even built. And that's why it's so important, as much as it drives you bonkers at times, to have a visionary, somebody who's determined to constantly keep evolving. Naturally, we need to pull him back at times, but his gift is to already see it before it's arrived. When Dave mentioned to me about Lifestyle by Laptop, I was like, I'm not interested, mate, nothing, but don't want anything to do with it. And he's like, we'll just come in and talk about mental health. I was like, cool. He already saw this before I did. But once he actually planted that vision, and I was able to see what his vision was, I was able to go and draw the plans, and we'll start working on it together. So the reason why this is here is because of one man's vision. So never ever stop yourself from believing, from dreaming, from actually going ahead and finding the people to help you go and achieve what you came here to do. Because one of the wealthiest places in the world is the graveyard. Because people weren't prepared to actually go and implement what they saw and what they wanted to do. Get yourselves around positive people who are actually striving forward to help you achieve what you want to achieve. And as we finish now, thank you so, so much from the bottom of our hearts for choosing to come along this weekend and share your time with us today.
It truly does mean so much, guys, for you to be here. Thank you, honestly, thanks so much for being here and supporting us, and more so, supporting each other. You know, because this is about everybody else, so thank you.
And just one thing, thank you to Keith at the back of the room, who, Keith, some of you may know, some of you don't know, Keith kindly allowed all this audio equipment, the video equipment, to be actually used this weekend so that we can share this back with you, give you the video stuff, and obviously deliver this event to the standard that we wanted to. So a massive thank you to Keith.